gentlemen, the NCAA, ECAC, and the New Jersey Athletic Conference, and the New Jersey City University.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Thomas M. Garrity Athletic Complex here in Jersey City, New Jersey, for today's broadcast of NJCU baseball here on Gothic Vision. Today, the Gothic Knights look to get back in the win column as they take on the Devils of FDU Florham. Gothic Knights come in at 11-8 overall. FDU is 10-15 on the season. They have won their last two. However, the Gothic Knights' last game was on Sunday, a 13-0 loss to 7th-ranked Rowan. So the Knights trying to bounce back from being shut out from Rowan twice last week. And they will be handing the ball to Anthony Zucchero. 49 degrees, cloudy skies. We are starting 30 minutes early because it is going to rain. We just don't know when. The projection right now is 50% chance of rain at, I think, 5 p.m. and then 60% at 6 p.m. It should clear up after that. So whether or not it actually rains or not is to be determined, but we are starting at 3. That way we can try to get in at least an official game between now and when the rains do come. Let's take a look at today's lineup. First for FDU, again, members of the MAC Freedom Conference. FDU 4-8 in the league. They've already played 12 conference games. Leading off at shortstop will be Matt Nadoro. Batting second in left field will be Nate Peacock. Batting third, the first baseman, will be A.J. Urista. And the right fielder and cleanup hitter is Tyler McCullough. Brian Schnack will be the DH. He bats fifth. Michael Tofano's the center fielder, batting sixth. Bobby Heffern's the third baseman, batting seventh. Billy Padergal is the second baseman, batting eighth. And Michael Delanto is the catcher, batting ninth. For NJCU, Anthony Zucchero, the senior lefty out of Linden, will throw to the hero of the Rutgers-Camden game, Anthony Palmisano, behind the plate. Ricky Voss at first, Matt Corsi at second, Nick Legato at short, and Tom Pulsini is at third. In the outfield, Brandon Rivera will get the start in left field in this game. Jesse Kraft and Juan Pena, of course, as they are every day, in center and right. Anthony Zucchero on the season is 1-0. This is his second start, his fourth appearance, a 7.20 ERA. And the first pitch to Nadoro is ball one. 10 innings on the year. He has struck out 11, walked 3, a .298 opposing batting average. That is a called strike. Your home plate umpire is Luis de Luis. David Gonzo Gonzalez is the field ump. The 1-1. The 1-2. Inside and low, 2-2. Two, and ground ball over to Nick Legato. Slow roller throw is in time. Good stretch by Ricky Voss.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 3, Nate Peacock.
So one away, it'll bring up Nate Peacock, the left fielder for FDU. Peacock, a sophomore out of New Egypt, New Jersey, 5'9", 163 pounds. Left-handed hitter. And first pitch is inside. Peacock hitting .337 on the year. 32 hits and 95 at-bats, 7 doubles, and he is third on the team with 18 RBIs. Another one inside to Peacock. It's called strike. NJCU's softball game, which we were scheduled to broadcast today, the doubleheader against William Patterson, was rained out. Swung on and missed, 2-2. Softball, you can be a little bit more conservative with the schedule because you have so many more days off playing all doubleheaders. Baseball only has 2 open dates the entire month. That's off the end of the bat, fouled back. So they have to get them in. And, while it is going to rain, we don't know when, baseball is going to play as many innings as they can today. Because quite frankly, the other option is probably not rescheduling the game. NJCU is already down 2 games, as that is ball 3. The first game of the year against Stevens was called off because it was 22 degrees that day. The 3-2 in the air, down the right field line, it's out of play. And the NJCU Stevens game will not be replayed. NJCU has added a non-conference game against Cairn to try to make up for that. That's ball 4, so Zaccaro, fourth walk, he's allowed to shear 1 out. Peacock aboard at first.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 28, Ira.
Now we'll bring up A.J. Urista, batting .362. This is his 17th start, 21 hits and 58 at-bats. He has 8 RBIs. Swung on and missed. Urista, a sophomore, 5'11", 185, out of Ringwood, New Jersey. Swung on and missed. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And Zaccaro with the strikeout for second out. Bring up McCullough.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 26, Tyler McCullough.
So 2 outs, and McCullough, ground ball right back to Zaccaro, and he fires to Ricky Voss, and the inning comes to a close as Zaccaro able to get out of the first inning unscathed.
In that inning, FDU
1-3 ground out, retires McCullough. Let's give you the lineup for NJCU as we head to the bottom of the first inning. Leading off at third base will be Tom Pulsini. Nick Legato bats second. He is the shortstop. Juan Pena, the right fielder, last week's Division III honorable mention National Hitter of the Week. Bats third and plays right field. Ricky Voss, the 2-time NJAC Rookie of the Week, is the Gothic Knight cleanup hitter. Jesse Kraft bats fifth in center field. Matt Corsi bats sixth at second base. Brandon Rivera, the left fielder, getting the nod today. He will bat seventh. Dan McLaughlin will be the DH today, and he will bat eighth. Anthony Palmisano, new nickname is Boom Boom Palmisano, hit the 2-run home run in the bottom of the 11th inning to tie the game against Rutgers Camden 6-6, and then scored the winning run in the bottom of the 13th inning as NJCU persevered and beat Rutgers Camden on Saturday 7-6. And he will bat ninth behind the plate. The lineup for Rutgers Camden, yikes, for FDU Florham will be Arjun Alwas getting the ball today. As a junior right-hander out of Montgomery, New Jersey, Montgomery High School, 5'11", 190 pounds. Taking a look at Arwas's numbers on the year. This will be his first start of the year, actually, his 7th overall appearance. Arwas, a 5.54 ERA. He is 0-1 on the season. In 13 innings, he's allowed 9 runs, 8 earned, 13 hits, struck out 11, walked 6, and a .260 opposing batting average. He will be throwing to Michael Delanto, the catcher. At first base is A.J. Urista. Billy Podurgles, the second baseman. Matt Naduro at shortstop. Bobby Hefferon at third. In left will be Nate Peacock. Michael Tefano is in center, and Tyler McCullough in right. So Tom Pulsini hitting .349. And he's in the leadoff spot for the Knights. Pulsini has seen his average come down about 100 points since he was named to the D3 Baseball National Team of the Week. That's the D3 version of the SI cover jinx, I suppose. The 0-1. Curveball drops in for a strike, 0-2. That's off the plate. So 1-2 to Pulsini, leading off the inning for the Knights, looking for their 12th win of the year. This their 20th game. They are halfway through the schedule. Inside and hit him on the shoulder. On a cold day, mostly because of the wind, that one will hurt a lot more than it did on Saturday when it was nearly 70 degrees. There's currently a wind out of the east-southeast at 8 miles an hour. Of course, off the bay, that is often accelerated. Nick Legato steps in, the senior all-region shortstop out of Helmetta, New Jersey. Legato been struggling of late. His average is down to .244. Can't recall when he's ever had an average below .250 during his Gothic Knight career. When he gets on base, he's dangerous. 11 steals in 12 attempts. And he has scored 18 times this year, moving up now into the number 2 spot in the lineup. Swung on and missed. Be a ball and a strike. One ball, one strike. Runner on first. And that's lined to right center field, and that's going to split the gap and roll towards the wall. Pulsini around second, on his way to third, and he will be waived. Legato around second, on his way to third as well, where he stands with an RBI stand-up triple. So quickly, NJCU aboard. The right fielder was playing in, and Legato was able to split the gap, and it rolled all the way to the left of the 375 sign in deep right center field. So for Legato, that is RBI number 12 on the season, and NJCU with a quick 1-0 lead. That brings up Juan Pena, last week's NJAC Player of the Week and the Honorable Mention National Hitter of the Week. Pena hitting .410 on the season. He is third in the country in steals per game. 22 steals in 25 attempts on the year. Missed at that one, 0-2. Nobody out, 1-0 Gothic Knights here in the bottom of inning number 1. The 0-2 from Alwis, and that is lined foul down the left field line, and Nick Legato had to duck out of the way to prevent being decapitated. Gothic Knights playing for the first of 5 consecutive days. And strike 3 looking Juan Pena, who rarely strikes out, does strike out here.
Number 23, Ricky Ross.
So with one out, Ricky Voss has got a pair of 2-run home runs this season. Will step in, trying to drive in Legato. Voss has 2 sac flies on the year. And first pitch is strike 1. Tomorrow, NJCU will play a makeup game at Drew University. That will be a 3:30 start in Madison, which is where FDU Florham is located. Both FDU Florham and Drew in the same street. Thursday, NJCU will host William Patterson in the opening game of NJAC Home and Home Series. They will be at William Patterson on Friday. And then on Saturday, the Gothic Knights will head to Ewing for a doubleheader against number 4 ranked TCNJ. And that's a called strike, 1 and 2. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Alwis, and with 2 outs, Jesse Kraft, the Gothic Knights senior center fielder out of Nutley, will try to push in Legato standing at third. Legato drove in Tom Pulsini with a no-out triple to right center after Pulsini was hit by a pitch. Ground ball over to shortstop Nadoro. His throw is in time, and the inning comes to a close as Kraft grounds out 6-3. Legato stranded at third, but the Gothic Knights on board first. 1 run on 1 hit and 1 left. We head to the second inning, 1-0 NJC.
I just put a Richard on the card. I ain't going playing ball, but I'll show you how to gotta do it if you really wanna fall till you fall when you're back against the wall and a bunch of need you to go away. Still going bad on them anyway. Saw you last night but did it all day. Yeah, a lot of murk coming in a hard way. Got a sticky and I keep it at my dog's place. Girl, I left you love it magic, not it's all shade. Still going bad on you anyway.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 30, Brian Schnack.
Top of the second inning, 1-0 Gothic Knights. It'll be Schnack, Tofano, and Hefferon due up for the Devils, number 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Schnack, a freshman out of Glenridge, New Jersey, Glenridge High School. Went around on that one, 0-2. That's high, 1-2. Inside, 2-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3, and Zucchero with the K of Schnack.
Now batting.
Now bring up
number 17,
the center fielder, Michael Tefano, Jr. out of Stanford, Connecticut. As a called strike. Fly ball, center field. Actually ended up being a line drive. Jesse Kraft right there for out number 2. And I'll bring up the third baseman, Bobby Hefferon.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 16, Bobby
Hefferon, a freshman out of Bethpage, New York, 6 foot, 175 pounds. No balls and 2 strikes here to Hefferon. In the dirt, blocked by Palmasano, 1-2. Last year in Madison, FDU defeated NJCU 10-3. Teams have played virtually every year. NJCU won a slugfest here in Jersey City in 2017, 19-15. FDU won in 2016 in Madison, 12-5. That's off the plate for ball 3. Prior to that, NJCU had won the previous 4 meetings during Jerry Smith's tenure as head coach. So all time with Smith as the head coach, the Knights are 5-2 against FDU. And that is ball 4, so ahead 0-2. Hefferon is able to battle back to work out the walk.
Second baseman, number 2, Billy Pedergel.
So with 2 outs, second walk given up by Zucchero will bring up the second baseman, Billy Pedergel, Jr. out of Staten Island, New York, St. Peter's High School, 5'8", 165 pounds. And first pitch, fastball for called strike. Pedergel's hitting .288 on the season. And that's fouled off the end of the bat. It'll be 0-2. Not sure who will get the ball tomorrow at Drew. I would imagine one of NJCU's bullpen guys will likely start. That's hit in the air to left field. Coming in is Rivera on the run, sliding, making a catch. What a great play by Brandon Rivera, getting the opportunity to get the start today in left. And he comes through here with the sliding catch to retire Pedergel. No runs, no hits. Hefferon, who walked with 2 outs, stranded at first base. 1-0 Gothic Knights as we head to the bottom of inning number 2.
Light up the stage and wax a chump like I can do. Dance. The rest speaker that booms. I'm killing
Now batting, the second baseman, number 29, Matt Corsi.
Bitching and moaning on and on about the time I had. And by Tuesday, you could say that girl was good as gone.
Bottom of the second inning, Matt Corsi will lead off for the Knights, followed by Brandon Rivera and Dan McLaughlin. And he fouls off the first pitch up the third base side. Alwis making his first career start for FDU. Gave about one hit after a leadoff hit batter. Nick Legato, a triple to right center. That's the difference in this game right now. The 0-1 to Corsi, the senior from Toms River, New Jersey. It's called strike, 0-2. Always deals, blocked by the catcher Delunto. The 1-2 is wide as well, 2-2. Looks like Nate Facey will get the ball tomorrow for the Knights as they head out to Madison to make up what was a March 24th postponement against Drew. Hit in the air to left field, ranging over towards his right and making the catch will be Peacock for out number 1.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 9, Brandon Rivera.
So Brandon Rivera transferred this year to the Knights, sophomore out of Aberdeen, New Jersey, in Matawan Regional, getting the start for the Knights, and that is a called strike. For Rivera, this is his 5th start, his 12th game overall, hitting .278 on the season with a .381 on base percentage. And that's line to left center field. That's going to be a base hit. Rivera around first, takes a wide turn. He'll go back with a 1-out single, the second hit for NJCU.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 10, Dan McLaughlin.
So Dan McLaughlin, sophomore out of Clifton, steps in, looks at strike 1. McLaughlin, a 5'7", 150-pound sophomore from Clifton High School. He's hitting just .154. This is his second start of the year. He's 2 of 13 overall in limited plate appearances. Foul territory, diving and making the catch. And he's going to take it to the bag himself. Urista making the diving catch in foul territory. And Rivera, who was moving on contact, was caught in no man's land as Urista able to get back to the bag, and that is your rare FF3 DP. Haven't seen one of those before. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left on. We head to the third, 1-0 Gothic Knights.
Playing in the mud, all these drugs like a weirdo. What about time? BBS diamonds on my earlobe. I'm in that rock, I drive fast, I'm an a-hole. I got cash flow, bitch, dropping the ass low. Right, they like a lasso. What do you miss? Fuego hot.
Moving off the catcher, Michael Delanto.
So FDU will be Delanto, Nodoro, and Peacock leading off here in inning number 3. Two-ball count here to Delanto. Two balls and 1 strike. Ground ball, Nick Legato on 2 hops. His throw to Voss in time for out number 1.
Now batting the shortstop, number 12, Matt Nadoro.
So top of the order will be the shortstop, Matt Nadoro, due up. Nadoro 0 for 1 today with a ground out. That one is high. Nadoro entering play today, hitting .341, 31 hits overall. Team number 2 RBI man with 19. Low, it's 2-0. .328. So we're 2 minutes before the original game time for this one. Originally a 3:30 start. We moved up to a 3 o'clock start. Try to get the game in before Mother Nature tries to disrupt it. It's low. 3 balls and 1 strike. 3-1 by Zucchero. Popped in the air. Shallow right field. Voss giving way to Corsi as that ball blew back towards his glove side. He had to reach across his entire body there and make that catch. But a good play with Matt Corsi to stay with that one in shallow right field.
Fielder, number 3, Nate Peacock.
That was harder than it looked. So Peacock, the batter, number 2 hitter, the left fielder. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two outs. And a 1-2 count here to Peacock. Two balls and 2 strikes. Zucchero deals, and that's line to right field. Pena comes on, 1 hop. He thought about firing to Voss, but will not make the throw. And FDU has its first hit after 11 men come
Now
to the
batting
plate
the first baseman,
as
number
Peacock, a
28,
2-out
AJ
single to right.
Urista.
So that will bring up the first baseman, A.J. Urista, who made a really nice defensive play in the last half inning, making a sliding catch in foul territory to rob Dan McLaughlin of a time at bat, and then got to his feet and raced back to first and touched the bag to retire Brandon Rivera on a hit-and-run play. No balls and 1 strike. And there's going to be a pickoff here, 3-4. And course, he applies the tag.
Yeah.
And that will retire Peacock. No runs, 1 hit. Nobody left on. Bottom of the third coming up, 1-0. Back here for the bottom of the third inning of the Anthony Palmisano, Tom Pulsini, Nick Legato due up for the Knights. Palmisano, can he keep the bat going after hitting a 2-run homer that basically beat Rutgers Camden? First pitch is popped in the air, foul, over our heads and out of play. He later reached on a sacrifice and scored what ended up being the winning run in the 13th inning, the longest game played by NJCU since they played a 15-inning game in 1995. My senior year in high school. Only 2 people in this press box were even alive that year. 1995. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pat Duffy, the SID for FDU Florham, who with us in the box, was 7 years old. I was 18. It's a good year. That's low, 3-1. Oh, you were? Ah, Fernando Guerrero was a baby that year, senior ace of the Gothic Knights. Gene Massetti wasn't even thought about. Had his ball 4, and Palmisano able to draw the walk to lead off the inning. That'll bring up Tom Pulsini, who was hit by a pitch and scored the only run for NJCU. What year were you born, Janine? Don't say that ever again. Oh my God. Babies, everybody's babies. 2000, oh my gosh. There goes Pulsini. Inside, there will not be a throw. I said Pulsini. There goes Palmisano as Pulsini gets out of the way of that one. And for Anthony Palmisano, he runs really well for a catcher. He's now 3 for 4 in steals on the season, and he's in scoring position. So that gives Pulsini now an RBI opportunity. He has 7 on the year, despite being in a leadoff spot most of the season. Wide, 2-0. And that is line down the right field line. It is a fair ball and will roll all the way to the 330 sign down the right field line. Palmisano can walk home. Pulsini walks to second base. It's an RBI double, and the Gothic Knights lead 2-0.
batting the shortstop, number 7, Nick Legato.
So Nick Legato, who had a triple his last time up, will step in, but first will be a meeting on the mound here between FDU's pitching coach, most of the infield, and starting pitcher Arjun Alwas. We'll take a look at that double. Do we have that replay, Janine? Don't have that replay, so we won't be able to show that one. But Tom Pulsini with the double, and it's now 2-0 NJCU. Nick Legato try to bring home Pulsini for the second time today. The two of them doing damage at the top of the order. First pitch is a fastball wide. By the way, that walk for Palmisano was his 11th of the year. Now third most on the team. So despite hitting just 143, his on-base percentage is over 325 now on the season. Finding other ways to get aboard when the bat is not hot. That's a called strike. Of course, Anthony's greatest contribution this year has been his arm behind the plate and how well he's caught this year's pitching staff. He was not supposed to start every game when the year started. It's supposed to be him and Luigi Luna as Arwin steps off, but Luna suffered an ankle injury in the very first game of the year against Illinois Wesley, in the same game where Bill Feehan went down in Florida. Feehan tried to come back, but has not been able to get the full strength. There goes Pulsini. The throw is in time as he is thrown out 2-5 on a strong throw by Delunto. So now with no one on and one out, Nick Legato on bat with the bases empty. Ball 2. For Legato, that was his third triple of the year. He's got 3 doubles and 3 triples. He had 4 home runs a few years ago, and he's got the ability to hit one over the fence. Popped in the air, center field, long run, but the catch is made by Michael Tefano, I should say, and that is out number 2.
Now batting the right fielder, number 13, Juan Pena.
So with 2 away, they'll bring up Juan Pena. Pena struck out, looking his first time up. Pena, one of 2 strikeout victims so far for Arjun Alwas, making his first start for FDU. The 0-1, ground ball, high hop here, fielded by Nadoro, and he's able to retire Pena 6-3 to end the inning. So the Gothic Knights are able to get 1 as Anthony Palmisano walked and later scored on a double by Pulsini after he stole second base. And the Gothic Knights lead 2-0 as we head to the 4th.
In that inning, the Gothic Knights scored 1 run.
Walk it like I talk it. Walk it like I talk it. Take my shoes and walk a mile, something that you can't do. Hey, big talks of the town, big boy gang moves. I like to walk around with my chain loose. She just bought a new, I got the same booze. Whipping up dope science. Whip it up. That's my sauce when you find it. That's my sauce. Look it up. Adding up checks, no minus. Get your spec in diamonds. I bought a plain Jane, roll it deep, bought they fame. I think my bank I stole it.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 28, AJ Urista.
Top of the fourth inning in Jersey City. It'll be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Urista, McCullough, and Schneck due up here. As Anthony Zucchero out for his fourth inning of work. He has thrown well, giving up just one hit thus far. He has struck out 2, walked 2. And first pitch is a called strike. Ground ball foul, 0-2. Ira Thor with you here at the Thomas M. Garrity Athletic Complex. Janine Massetti is our director. Nina Carbonero on the PA. Orlando Alcantara on the third base camera as we bring you Gothic Night Baseball here on Gothic Vision. Today's softball doubleheader against William Patterson has been moved to Thursday. Ground ball over to Nick Legato. 3 hops, gobbles, and throws on for out number 1. Bring up the cleanup hitter, McCullough.
Number 26, Tyler McCullough.
McCullough grounded out his first time up. And as they called, strike to McCullough. McCullough, a freshman out of Berkeley Heights, New Jersey, Governor Livingston High School, 5'11", 205 pounds. The 1-1, and that's fouled off the end of the bat the other way, 1-2. Popped in the air, foul. Fly ball to right field. Pena will backpedal and make the catch. And that is out number 2.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 30, Brian Schneck.
So 2 away to bring up Schneck. The 1-0 curveball drops in. The 1-1. Cut on miss, 1-2. And Zucchero gets the strikeout to end the inning as Schneck is caught looking.
In that inning, FDU had no runs, no hits, leaving no one on base.
That was going order here in the 4th. 2-0 Gothic Knights. Bottom of the 4th coming up.
outside, that's with the crew. Make my night up on the move. In the morning, get the news. She come home, I heard the Zoom. I step outside, I need my peace. Take one down and hit my peak.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 23, Ricky Ross.
It's better than yours, I could teach you, but I have to charge. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours, damn right, it's better than yours.
That was a strikeout by Zakari. You saw on the replay that ended the fourth. And it'll be Ricky Voss leading off for the Knights here in the bottom of the fourth. And first pitch popped in the air, foul territory. Heffron going to give it a look, but it's in the NJCU bullpen. Yo, 1. This is chopped foul at the first base side. So in between innings, we were talking about walk-up songs. You know, so many different walk-up songs in this NJCU lineup. Some serious, some less serious. What would your walk-up song be, Janine Massetti, if you were not playing soccer, but you were playing baseball or softball? You don't know? Give you a chance to think about it. Nina Carbonero, same question for you. What would your walk-up song be? And that is hit in the air to deep right center field. It is carrying, and it is up against the wall and then takes a hop back. Voss around second. He's on his way to third. And he is going to be there with NJCU's second triple of the game.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 2, Jesse Kraft.
So the second stand-up triple of the contest for the Knights, who lead 2-0. And with no outs here in the bottom of the fourth inning, Jesse Kraft will try to bring in Voss. Pete Vincent is with us. What would your walk-up song be if you were going to come out of retirement and play baseball? Or maybe in the staff softball game in May? And he needs 2 innings to think about that. First pitch is ball 1. Always has given up 4 hits. 3 went for extra bases. Ground ball, foul up the third base side. I think my walk-up song would be Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana. I think that's what I would come out to. Fly ball, center field. Voss standing at third. He will score on a sac fly here from Jesse Kraft. And NJCU leads 3-0.
Sunday morning,
Now batting, the second baseman, number 29, Matt Corsi.
So Jesse Kraft with his 9th RBI of the season. And he will give NJCU the 3-0 lead. Now Matt Corsi will step in for the Knights. That's low, ball 1. That's an interesting one, Nina. Nina Carbonero would come out to Shania Twain's Man, I Feel Like a Woman. Good walk-up song. I think my other song I might come out to will be Kickstart My Heart. Ground ball, third base, fielded by Heffernan, and he throws out Corsi 5-3. Kickstart My Heart by Motley Crue would probably be the other one that I would come out
Now
to.
batting, the left fielder, number 9, Brendan Rivera.
So 2 away, it'll be Brandon Rivera, the left fielder. And that is low for ball 1. Rivera with a base hit his first time up, then he was caught in a hit and run in a double play. The 1-0 hit in the air to left field, not having to move at all, is the left fielder Nate Peacock, who was able to make the catch, and the inning comes to a close. So Rivera flies out to left field, but the Gothic Knights able to add a third run. A triple by Ricky Voss, and then a sac fly by Jesse Kraft. 3-0 Gothic Knights as we head to the 5th.
God. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. Good. M-M-M-G. Chain all BS. I ain't with the BS. Catch me in the city riding hard through the BS. Skinny with them, but I do it large like a 3X. Try to do me wrong, he check. Right back to that money slinging O's in the PJ. I'll probably catch a mileage while the pilot stay the PJ. Cause we next and we flex like 90 PS. Working all night, no breaks or recess. Boom, boom, yeah, I know my cross out like a T-Rex. I'm 23 years old and I ain't riding in the Prius. My cousin finished school, can't believe he graduated. Threw him $20,000, told his ass congratulations. Cause me, I wasn't made for that shit, but I could probably hire him and who I paid for his shit. And to all the hoes that was dissing, I pray to God that you see me. I'm on the yacht getting hella high, smoking good, that seaweed. Bad bitch, cha-cha, grabbing on her cheese, $1 million deals on my email. You mad as hell, you ain't CC, chain all VS. If you know it's BS, boy, I run my city.
First pitch to Tefano, hitting the air to left field, backpedaling and making the catch is Rivera for out number 1. So a line out to left field. It'll bring up Heffernan, the third baseman, as the 6, 7, and 8 hitters do up here in the 5th. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors for FDU thus far. The Gothic Knights, 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors. 3 of the 4 hits for extra bases. One and one. Off the plate, 2 and 1. Two balls and 2 strikes. Cut on and missed. Palmasano will complete the put out 2-3, and there's 2 outs here in the 5th.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 2, Billy Pedergel.
They'll bring up the second baseman, Billy Pedergel. Vertical flew out his first time up. First pitch, ball one. That's foul back towards us. One ball, one strike, as FDU bats with 2 outs in the 5th. Time called here by home plate umpire Louis D. Louise. The 1-1 popped in the air. Right center field, Kraft. Actually, that's not Kraft, that's Pena. Pena was playing center field. They were in a shift on that one. Pena makes the catch in right center field, and the inning comes to a close. So a F9 to right center. And we have an official game. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. Bottom of the 5th coming up. No rain yet. Knights leading 3-0.
That's my next mission, that's why I can't quit. Just like LeBron, get my more chips. Just put the rollie right back on my wrist. This watch came from Drizzy, he gave me a gift. Back when the rap game was praying like this. It had like 2 legends cannot coexist. But I never beef with it for nothing. If I smoke a rapper, it's gonna be legit. It won't be for clout, it won't be for fame. It won't be cause my shit ain't selling the same. It won't be to sell you my latest little sneakers. It won't be cause some slid in my lane. Everything grows, it's destined to change. I love you, little niggas. I'm glad that you came. I hope that you scrape every dollar you gain. I hope you know money won't erase the pain. To the OGs, I'm thanking you now. Was watching you when you was paving us down. I copied your cadence, I mirrored your style. I studied the greats, I'm the greatest right now. You feel me? You ain't got a choice, man.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 10, Dan McLaughlin.
Bottom of the 5th inning, it'll be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up. Dan McLaughlin, who fouled into a double play his first time up, steps to the dish, and a curveball dropped in by Always for strike 1. Game that is 1 hour old. That's hit in the air to left field. Coming over is Peacock diving, and he makes the catch to rob Dan McLaughlin of an extra base hit.
Now batting, the catcher, number 14, Anthony Palmisano.
So 1 out, so it'll bring up Anthony Palmisano, who walked, stole second, and later scored on a double by Tom Pulsini. Palmisano with a few taps there and home plate. And he fouls this one back towards us. Low for ball 1, 1-1. Called strike. Palmisano pops this one up towards the right side, settling underneath it. The second baseman, Thurgle, for the second out.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 27, Tom Colson.
So 2 away, Tom Pulsini steps in. Pulsini hit by pitch and scored in the first inning, and then he had an RBI double his last time up, as NJCU made it 3-0. As Pulsini fouls the first one off. Always has thrown 57 pitches, 39 strikes. He's only given up 4 hits, but he trails 3-0 his first start for the Devils. The 0-1, and that's hit in the air to right field. Now tailing off at the very last second, coming in and unable to make the diving catch was the right fielder McCullough. Pulsini will try to take 2, and he will. So it ends up being a bloop double for Tom Pulsini. Valiant effort by Tyler McCullough, laying out off the heel of his glove, unable to reel it in. So the second double of the game for Pulsini. 5th hit for the Knights, and 4 of their 5 hits are for extra bases. Can the Gothic Knights capitalize here with 2 outs? And it'll be Nick Legato, who has an RBI triple in this one, due up. NJCU looking for its 12th win of the season. Inside. The 1-0 curveball drops in, 1-1. Gatto fly ball right center field, long run. McCullough makes the catch, reaching out and tumbling to the turf, and he takes an extra base hit and a run away from NJCU to end the bottom of the 5th inning. So a line out to right center. Pulsini, who double stranded at second.
Batting the catcher, number 32, Michael Delento.
Top of the 6th inning here in Jersey City, where we listen to only the best music. First pitch to Delento is rolled foul up the third base side. Be the 9-1-2 hitters due up for FDU. They trail 3-0. They have just one hit in this game. NJCU head coach Jerry Smith won his 125th game in the comeback against Rutgers Camden on Saturday. He needs 3 more wins to move into a tie for second place in school history, obviously 4 for sole possession. The late Larry Babich, who passed away this winter, NJCU Hall of Famer, won 128 games between 1973 and 1985, 13 seasons. Smith sitting on 125 wins in 8 years for NJCU, including a single season record 21 last year. Strike 3, looking on the outside corner. Zaccaro strikes out Delunto for out number 1. Anthony Zaccaro continues to throw well. 72 pitches thrown. That is his 5th strikeout, allowed just 1 hit, and he has walked 2. And with 1 out and no one on, will bring up the shortstop, Matt Naduro. And first pitch is a called strike. Naduro 0 for 2 in this game. He's grounded out and flown out. That's low, 1-1. Fly ball down the right field line. Voss giving chase now in foul territory. That's going to fall in as Voss and Pena with a warm embrace. Voss and Pena nearly ran into each other, so, you know, if you don't want to tumble to the ground, you grab each other and hold on for dear life, like Sean Gibney does with his playlist. Fly ball to right field. Pena. Oh, and he drops the ball. He dropped the ball. And Pena trying to transition the ball from, he snow-coned it and trying to transition it to his hand, dropped the ball. Head coach Jerry Smith was trying to say that it was in the transition to his throwing hand, but the umpire, Luis De Luis, is saying no, he dropped it. And that's a tough one to call right there because it looked like Pena settled underneath it, snow-coned it, and then lost the ball. Just the second error of the year in more than 50 chances for Juan Pena. So, Naduro, he's aboard with NJCU's first error of the day. 1 out. Peacock, the left fielder, due up. And see if he could capitalize on the miscue for NJCU. No balls, 1 strike. Nate Peacock. Ground ball. Corsi is there for out number 2. The runner moves over to third. So Naduro at third, 2 away.
Number 28, AJ Urista.
And that will bring up the first baseman, AJ Urista. Sophomore out of Ringwood. He is struck out. He is grounded out. He is 0 for 2. Gothic Knights executing a shift now. Kraft moves to left. Rivera goes to right. Pena is now in center field. And that is ball one. So the Gothic Knights shifting. And that's fouled off of the feet there of Urista. Ground ball, diving is Legato, and it will get through for an RBI single, and FDU Florham is on the board. It is 3-1. So the error by Pena in right extends the inning and allows FDU to capitalize on the single by Urista.
Tyler McCullough.
So an unearned run, and it'll bring up McCullough. Throw back to first to check on Urista. Off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0 fouled off towards the fans on the right field side. That'll be 1-1. 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for NJCU, a costly one because it led to FDU's only run, a run on 2 hits. They're error-free. Fly ball right field. This time Pena lines it up and squeezes it tight as the inning comes to a close. So McCullough lines out. FDU, 1 run on 1 hit. 1 error for NJCU, 1 left on base. 3-1 as we head to the bottom of inning number 6.
Now pitching for FDU is number 35, Matthew Gudlowski.
Don't talk to strangers. Since a youngin' I've been toting bangers. I might take that little cheat to Topanga. I said, stop all of this, you in danger. Yeah, you in danger. I might take your little butt to Topanga. Just don't move like no fuck with no stranger. No, I so bangers. Boom, 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 boom. Stop, you in danger. I can take you to Topanga. Up in my head like Jesus and Savior. No, I'm not a Topanga. Say boom, 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 you in danger. Stop that now, you in danger. Stop right now, you in danger. Stop that now, you in danger. Stop right now, you in danger. Yeah, this ain't going for nothing. Got this chopper on me, then I'm busting. If you run out on me, then I'm gonna hit you in your stomach. We told them in public. I said we told in public.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 13, Juan Pena.
Juan Pena due up for the Knights as they bat here in the bottom of the 6th inning, still leading 3-1. New pitcher for FDU will be Matthew Gudlowski, a sophomore left-hander, 6 foot, 205 pounder out of Island, New Jersey. JFK Memorial High School, that's where head coach Jerry Smith teaches. As that is fouled away. So I would assume that Coach Smith knows the pitcher.
Yeah, like I assisted in one of his classes. I would love to have him as teacher.
Gudlowski, this is his 12th appearance of the year, all in relief, 6.08 ERA. He's got one decision. He's 1-0. 13.1 innings, struck out 3 walked 7, 269 opposing batting average. The 0-1 to Pena. Fly ball, right field. Cola right there for out number 1.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 23, Ricky Ross.
It's better than yours, I could teach you, but I have to charge. My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better than yours, damn right.
So Ricky Voss, 1 for 2 today with a triple and a run scored. And NJCU with 4 extra base hits in this game. Four of their 5 hits for extra bases. One ball, no strikes. It's low. Voss lays off 2-0. The 2-0. Fastball, belt tie, 2-1. Sean Gibney's in the box with us now. Winning pitcher in the Rutgers Camden game. In relief, picked up his first W. The 2-1. That's good information there. Gibney tells me that Newark beat Camden yesterday in a makeup game. Inside, Ricky Voss able to work out the 1-out walk. So he's aboard for
Now
Jesse
batting,
Kraft.
Center fielder, number 2, Jesse Kraft.
Sean Gibney, who was in consideration for this week's NJCU Athlete of the Week. I was thinking about it. That's low. Ultimately went to Matt Corsi. But I was thinking about Gibney. Throw back to first to check on Voss. He's in standing. Christina Mezzi is the Women's Athlete of the Week. She hit like 571 last week. The 1-0 Voss, there he goes. The throw is not in time as Ricky Voss dives in head first with the stolen base, and the Gothic Knights have a runner in scoring position with 1 out. Ricky Voss now 5 for 5 in steals this year. NJCU is 6th in the country in team stolen bases, including a single game school record tying 9 against Baruch several weeks ago. Ground ball off of the glove of a diving Hefferon. Voss goes to third. He will hold there, and on the throw, taking second base will be Kraft.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 29, Matt
So
Corsi.
Kraft with a single through the left side, and he advances on the throw. So that brings up Matt Corsi, this week's NJCU Men's Athlete of the Week. Corsi fouls this one back towards the third base side dugout. The 0-1. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Voss is looked back to third. And the throw goes over to first. 1-3. Arista cradles the ball and hands it back to his pitcher with 2 outs.
Rivera.
2 outs. It'll bring up Brandon Rivera. Getting the nod in left field today. Rivera is 1 for 2. The only hit for NJCU that before this inning was not an extra base hit. Kraft, of course, changed that with the single through the left side. And a curveball drops in. Just a little low, 1-0. So this is an official game. Rain is supposed to arrive at about 5 o'clock. If it does, game is official. The 1-0 popped in the air, foul territory, giving a look is Urista, but it's out of play. Janine Massetti has class at 6 p.m., so she's glad this game started at 3 rather than 3:30. Might make it through the entire game. One ball and 2 strikes. Actually, it should be 1-1. That was the second pitch. They're joking around about it here. It is 1-1. Well, talk about it and let's see you get things corrected. The 1-1. Foul back towards us. Janine Massetti had a coronary. You all right? You know that ball can't actually get through the... I mean, it could technically get through the cage, but that would be a physical force of a true miracle. The 1-2 swung on a miss, and Rivera down on strikes. So Rivera strikes out. Kraft and Voss stranded in scoring position. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left on as we head to the 7th inning. 3-1 NJCU.
Bling, bling, bling. My accountant called, said I gotta be more accountable. I told him, that's cool, we can start when I get back from Monaco. Got a pool with a view and the scene that we tropical. And I'm coming back looking tennis like a Navajo. Bling, bling, bling. They don't get the picture like they service up. Bet they hear me now, yeah, they heard of us. Hit the ground running on my hurry up. Landed on the green, first shot, just the birdie putt. And if you call me out, call it an audible. And I'm rolling up the tree like it's the prodigal. Got a model thing to lick me like an envelope. Put it on the plan, I'm just saying that's a lot of dough. Smoking with the amigos, it's just me amigos. And I'm feeling like gold, woke up like CeeLo. Yeah. John Lennon shades, mobbing around like a Beetle. Yeah. And I'm so cold.
Pinch hitting for FDU is number 22, Kevin Shmagaki.
Top of the 7th inning, and there'll be a pinch hitter for FDU. And it'll be number 22, Kevin Shmagaki. I just totally botched that one. Potentially. Fly ball, left field, giving chase is Kraft, and it's going to bounce up against the wall. Shmagaki aboard with a pinch hit double. First extra base hit for FDU here in the top of the 7th inning.
Now batting the center fielder, number 17, Michael Tofano.
So a double to left center, and FDU will bring the tying run to the plate in the form of Michael Tofano, the center fielder. Shmagaki, a junior out of Hamilton, New Jersey, at second base. Top of the order. Actually, not top of the order. What am I looking at? 6th in the order, Tofano, the center fielder. And a slider for a called strike. Tofano's 0 for 2. He has flown out twice in this game. Tofano is the president of the FDU Student Athlete Advisory Committee. In the dirt, runner called halfway. Palmisano will hold it. One ball and one strike. Hannah Gavin, the chair of NJCU Student Athlete Advisory Committee, hoped to be able to play today, but that game was postponed. NJCU will now play William Patterson on Thursday as a called strike. So Thursday's scheduled doubleheader against New Rochelle will have to be rescheduled, and if they don't play this year, they'll never play again because New Rochelle is closing its doors this summer. They are shutting down. Ground ball, foul of third base. So we originally were scheduled to broadcast NJCU baseball against William Patterson on Thursday. But because we had already locked in to do the William Patterson softball doubleheader today, we will do that one instead on Thursday, and we will only have live stats for Thursday's baseball game. William Patterson, my alma mater. The 1-2 fastball off the plate. Hallie Cohen, who was the head coach at William Patterson when I was an undergrad back in 1995, still coaching, still at it. And that is strike 3 looking as Tofano becomes yet another strikeout victim as Zucchero is just having a great effort today. Zucchero now with 6 strikeouts, just 2 walks.
Batting is number 19, Joe
And he is
Moskowitz.
allowed just 3 hits. We'll be pinch hitter here for Hefferon. It'll be number 19, Joe Moskowitz, sophomore out of Old Tappan, New Jersey, Northern Valley Old Tappan High School. Old Tappan about as far north in Bergen County as you can possibly go. They were in my conference in high school, so made a lot of bus trips up there. It's a good hour. It's called strike. Really no direct way to get there except through back county roads. The 0-1, that's in the dirt, 1-1. The 1-1. Fly ball, right center field. Pena on the run, and he makes the catch. The runner will tag. There are 2 away.
Now batting the second baseman, number 2, Billy Pedergel.
So Smagaki goes to third, 2 away. It'll bring up the second baseman, Billy Pedergel, the number 8 hitter in the order. Durgle 0 for 2, 2 flyouts in this one. FDU has 8 flyouts in this game, just 5 groundouts. As Zucchero has let his defense do their job. Meeting at the mound here between Zucchero and Tom Polsini. Home plate umpire Luis D. Luis out to say, that's enough, fellas. NJCU basketball team is hanging out in the bullpen. Sam Toney, NJCU's two-time All-American, Jaquan Worthy. Standout point guard for the Knights, all hanging out, supporting the baseball team, which has done a great job of supporting the basketball team all year. Of course, a little warmer in the gym than it is here today, but baseball team has been the 6th man all year for men's basketball, and they try to return the favor. Fly ball to right field on the 1-0 pitch. Juan Pena settles underneath it, and despite the double on the pinch hit by Kevin Smagaki, no runs across. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning. 7th inning stretch. 3-1 NJCU.
I learned a lot of valuable lessons playing college football. I never thought about the health benefits of exercise until I actually started to talk to coaches in college. It's not only just for performance, it's for life. My coaches instilled the importance of well-being, not only building up strength, mental health, getting enough sleep, eating properly is all what it is to be healthy. I decided that I want to go into personal trainer and share my knowledge that I obtained in college about physical and mental well-being.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 10, Dan McLaughlin.
Dan McLaughlin, the leadoff for NJCU, popped in the air, foul territory, and it will be out of play. New pitcher for FDU will be Will Lapham. He's a senior right-hander out of West Hempstead, New York. Graduate of Chaminade High School. And singing the game at third base will be Joe Moskowitz, sophomore out of Old Tappan. And another ground ball foul up the third base side. Thank those of you watching this game here on Gothic Vision. Ira Thor with you here at the Thomas M. Garrity Athletic Complex in Jersey City in the bottom of inning number 7. The 0-2 pitch misses wide. Janine Massetti is my director. Nina Carbonero on the PA. And Orlando Alcantara down the third base side camera. The 0-1-2 pitch popped in the air, foul. The other two cameras are, of course, robotic, and I'm secretly hoping that it does not rain because I have to go back on the roof at the end of this one to get the camera down, and I've never tried to climb the roof when it's wet. Ground ball up the middle. That's going to be a base hit for McLaughlin. So he's aboard to lead off the 7th inning. That is NJCU's 7th hit.
Now batting, the catcher, number 14, Anthony Palmisano.
I'll bring up the catcher, Anthony Palmisano. These are the same cameras, by the way, the camera you're watching this game on here, and then, of course, the first base side camera, as NJCU will call an offensive timeout that we use as backboard cameras during basketball. Nice thing with basketball is you can just leave them there most of the season, but can't do that outdoors because, you know, we have this thing called rain that's coming tonight. Luis D. Luis lets us know that is the first offensive timeout. Teams are allowed up to 6 total timeouts now. That's a new rule in baseball in the last couple of years. Try to get the games to move along a little quicker. Checking on McLaughlin. He's back in safely. Another check on McLaughlin. He's again back in safely. There goes McLaughlin, the pitch out, the throw to second base. McLaughlin dives short of the bag, but the shortstop could not make the catch as the ball bounced at the edge of the infield grass. And McLaughlin, although it looked like he dove short, gets the stolen base. Got the Knights have a runner in scoring position, and Palmisano with a chance to maybe make it 4-1. McLaughlin kind of just laid there with his fingers on the outside of the base. Palmisano drops down the bunt. Double clutch. And he is retired as the Moskowitz throws out Palmisano. The Gothic Knights, however, with one out now with a runner at third.
Baseman, number 27, Tom Bolsini.
Not a sacrifice because Palmisano didn't show bunt until the very last second. So it's just a 1-3 ground out. Can't give him credit for a sack. And I'll bring up Polsini. Foul tip. 0-1. I'm going to watch that one on video just to be sure, but I don't believe we're going to credit that as sacrifice. Well, you know what? I take it back. I watched it again on video, and he did get the bat down early enough. So we know we're going to go back and change that. We are going to change it after all. That is fouled away. 0-2. Polsini popped in the air. Right field. And this could bring in a run. Here comes the throw. And scoring standing is Dan McLaughlin, and the Gothic Knights on a sac fly by Polsini lead 4-1.
Now batting the shortstop, number 7, Nick Legato.
So Nick Legato will come up with the bases empty. And the lead now 4-1. The Gothic Knights, after giving up an unearned run in the top of the 6th, get it back here in the bottom of the 7th. 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for NJCU. FDU a run on 3 hits and no errors. 1-0 count here by Lapham. Ground ball coming over. Moskowitz, nice play. Throw in time to retire Legato. And the inning comes to a close on the 5-3 ground out. But for NJCU here in the 7th, 1 run on 1 hit. And nobody left on. 8th inning coming up. 4-1 Gothic Knights in front. Back here for the top of inning number 8 will be a pinch hitter for FDU. Hakeem Hammer, sophomore catcher out of Metuchen, New Jersey, also a graduate of JFK Memorial. First pitch, ground ball, Tom Polsini at third base, and Hammer time is over.
Now batting the shortstop, number 12, Matt Nodoro.
Top of the order here, it'll be Nodoro, the shortstop. He has scored once today, reached on an error. Only run for FDU Florham. That's a called strike. So Caro deals. That's off the plate. FDU's 10-15 on the year. They've won their last 2, though. They're 5-5 away from home, 4-4 on neutral fields, but they are 1-6 at home this year, and that's partially because they don't have a true home field this season. They've played at multiple sites. Diamond Nation in Flemington. They've also played at Division I FDU in Teaneck. And that's lined up the middle for a base hit on the 1-2 pitch. So Nodoro with his first hit, 4th for FDU.
Now batting the left fielder, number 3, Nate Peacock.
And I'll bring up the left fielder, Peacock, with 1 out. Devils have also played home games at Yogi Berra Stadium, home of Montclair State. They've gotten a few in, at least, in Madison on Doc Young Field. It's been an even split between Diamond Nation, Yogi Berra Stadium, and then the Nimoli Baseball Complex at FDU Teaneck. That's gloved by Palmasano. Beat 2 balls and no strikes. On Sunday, FDU completed a series with Eastern University, winning 6-1 and 4-2. They played 3-game series in the MAC Freedom. Eastern won the first game on Saturday 5-3. Common opponents this year include Stockton. FDU beat Stockton on the road 9-8. Swung on and missed 3-2. Three and two, 1 out, runner on first. The pitch to Peacock is high for ball 4. So Nador goes to second base. Peacock, he draws the walk, and it'll bring up the first baseman, Urista. Third walk for Zucchero. The 0-1 pitch. Zucchero's at 108 pitches, 71 strikes. This could probably be his last inning of work, and don't be surprised. The Knights hand the ball to their closer, John Putter, in the 9th. As they call it strike. Zucchero ahead 0-2. He deals. Swung on and missed. Strike 3 as Urista down on strikes for out number 2.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 26, Tyler McCullough.
As the 7th strikeout for Zucchero. And I'll bring up the right fielder, McCullough. 7 strikeouts matches Zucchero's season high. He also struck out 7 in a win against Old Westbury on March 28th. Zucchero also struck out 7 in an 8 2/3 inning appearance, a win against Rutgers Newark last year. So he has tied his career high. Fly ball right field. Pena makes the catch, and the inning comes to a close. So FDU, they strand 2 here on base in the top of the 8th inning. Naduro and Peacock left on the bags. No runs, 1 hit, and 2 left as we head to the bottom of the 8th. 4-1, NJCU in front.
Now pitching for FDU, senior right-hander, number 15, Chris Portelli. Now batting the right fielder, number 13, Juan Pena.
Bottom of the 8th inning, the Gothic Knights trying to build upon a 4-1 lead, and they'll send the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Juan Pena, Ricky Voss, and Jesse Kraft up here. New pitcher here for FDU will be Chris Portelli, senior out of Staten Island, 5'8", and 175 pounds. 10th appearance of the year. He is 3-1 with a 2.76 ERA. All of his decisions are in relief. Pena 0 for 3 in this game. He is struck out. A 2-ball count to Pena. Hakeem Hammer will stay in the game and catch. It's the other change for FDU, so a completely new battery. The 2-0 is wide, 3-0. Portelli on the year, 16 in the 3rd innings. He has struck out 15, but he's been wild. He has walked 7, 254 opposing batting average. And if Pena gets on, look out. And that is ball 4, so Juan Pena.
Now batting the first baseman, number 23, Ricky Voss.
Updated national stats as they were updated actually in the middle of the inning, or the middle of the game. I took a look pre-game, and he was 3rd in the country in steals. He is now 4th in the country in steals, so didn't include games from yesterday. And Ricky Voss up, but Juan Pena 22 for 25 in steals, averaging about 1.2 steals per game. He's been in the top 5 nationally basically all year, and that's impressive when you consider there's about 380 schools that sponsor baseball in Division III, slightly more than that. About 30 guys per roster. So he's in the top 5 in the country out of roughly 1,200 players, give or take. Some rosters have as many as 40 to 45. And FDU knows, I mean, all you got to do is take a look at the stats, and that pops off the page immediately. 22 out of 25. So Ricky Voss looking at a 1-ball count here. Does Pena take off? I think they're going to check on him at first, and they will, and he's in standing. The 1-0 pitch. There's the throw. They're going to try to get Pena, and the ball is dropped. And that goes down as a caught stealing on an error on the shortstop. So Pena at second base as that ball was dropped by Naduro. 2 balls and no strikes to Voss. That is low, 3-0. Voss, he's tripled and walked, 1 for 2 with a run scored. Portelli deals. And that is low and inside for ball four. So the Knights, with nobody out, two men on, and it'll bring up Jesse Kraft. And the Knights are going to call an offensive timeout as head coach Jerry Smith out to discuss strategy and what some key insurance runs here for NJCU here in the bottom of the eighth. They lead 4-1. Probably would send out John Putter, their closer, in the next half inning, but maybe you let Zaccaro go out there and finish this one as well. And I think if the lead is more than 3, Zaccaro may get that opportunity. Obviously, it would not be a save situation should the Knights score again. So Jesse Kraft will step in, the senior center fielder for the Knights, except when they do the shift, and then he's a left fielder. Kraft 1 for 2 with an RBI in this game. That came on a sac fly. There go the runners. The throw to third in time to strike out, or I say caught stealing Juan Pena at third. Voss does take second on the throw. So Pena, second time caught stealing on the same time on base. First one went down as an error. That's fouled away. Great throw by the catcher Hammer, by the way. So it'll be an 0-2 pitch here to Kraft. There goes Voss. No. Stops halfway. Try to coax a throw there. Voss went about 25 feet off the bag, then put on the brakes. 1-2. It would have been a wild pitch had the backstop not been here. Voss forces Portelli to step off. Game is now 2 hours old. It is 5 p.m. Swung on and missed. And Hammer has to apply the tag as that one was in the dirt. Kraft wasn't going anywhere regardless.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 29, Matt Corsi.
So 2 away, it'll be Matt Corsi due up, the NJCU second baseman. Corsi 0 for 3 in this game. 2 groundouts, 1 flyout. On a cold day, batting with no batting gloves. Not choked up at all. Hands right on that knob. Fly ball, right field, McCullough. He makes the catch, and the inning comes to a close as Corsi flies out, and Voss stranded at second base. For NJCU in the bottom of the 8th inning, no runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on. We head to the top of the 9th inning. Last chance for FDU when we come back.
I take a shot, if I miss, I'm getting on board. Ain't quitting no more, like give me some more. We went Old Navy, it feel like Christian Dior. Was then broke for richer soul, was we really that poor? Was we really that dumb? Cause we carry a gun, and every in my neighborhood carry one. Cause we had nightmares of our mamas got buried. hanging out the Buick. Why you wanna be a shooter? Mama told me not to do it, but I did it. Now I'm locked up in a prison.
Now batting, the catcher, number 22, Kevin Smagaki.
So last chance for FDU, and Anthony Zaccaro is out there looking for his first career complete game. At least a complete game, 9 innings. He did go 7 innings against St. Joseph Brooklyn as a sophomore. It's Magaki who pinch hit. He stayed in the game as a DH. Twice last year, Zaccaro nearly went the distance. 8 1/3 innings against Old Westbury. 8 2/3 innings against Rutgers Newark. Can he get his first complete game? Fly ball center field. Kraft loses a hat, but finds the ball for out number 1.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 17, Michael Tufano.
So with 1 out, that brings up Michael Tufano, the center fielder for FDU. Swung on and missed. Zaccaro has thrown 116 pitches, 78 for strikes. Fernando Guerrero threw 125 on Saturday. Two strike count to Tufano. I should say, Moskowitz is on deck. That's wide, 1 and 2. Line to left field. That's going to be a base hit. Rivera's there quickly, and good defensive play in left field will hold Tufano to a single.
Now batting, number 19.
So it brings up the third baseman, Moskowitz. Moskowitz flew out his first time up as a pinch hitter for Heffron, the starting third baseman, and that is a called strike. It's called strike. 0 and 2. Time called here by the home plate umpire, Louis DeLuise. Looks like we have a new left fielder. It actually wasn't Rivera. It was Leo Colon, number 31. Freshman who typically starts in left field. Strike 3 looking. That's a career high. 8 strikeouts for Anthony Zaccaro.
Now batting, the second baseman,
And
number 2,
FDU
James
is
Padergo.
down to its final out. So can Zaccaro go the distance for the first time in his collegiate career? The senior for the Gothic Knights, facing the second baseman, Billy Padergal. Anthony Zaccaro, 6 foot, 145-pound senior lefty out of Linden, New Jersey, and Linden High School. Been reliable for the Knights for 4 years. As a called strike, 1 and 1. FDU scored one unearned run in the sixth. That is it. Ground ball. Zucchero out. Pulsini there, and it's in no man's land. And it'll be an infield single as FDU stays alive. And that will be it for Anthony Zucchero. He will not get the complete game as the tying run will come to the plate. He came close. But with Tofano at second and Pedurgal now at first, Anthony Zucchero will give way to NJCU closer John Putter, I believe, as he will bid for save number 4.
Now pitching for the Gothic Knights is freshman right-hander number 37, John Putter.
So Putter will warm up to a Wild Thing from everybody's favorite movie, Major League. Zucchero gets a high five from all of his teammates after a great effort today. Hammer will be up. Putter will try to shut the door as NJCU bids for win number 12. John Putter trying to shut this one down. It is starting to rain. I just went outside to check on when Cologne came into the game defensively. Very light rain, but it is starting to come down. Putter bidding for his 4th save. If he does, that'll be the second most in a season in school history. Putter 1-0 on the year. This is his 8th appearance. 12 innings, struck out 10. He has walked 3 and has fouled away. .234 opposing batting average. The catcher Hammer, the tying run representing for FDU. Low and outside, 2-1. A check to see if Hammer offered. David Gonzalez, field umpire, says no. Fly ball, foul, off to our left and out of play. FDU down to its final strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, top of the 9th. Hammer in the 9 spot, batting for the 2nd time. The catcher for FDU trying to keep the Devils alive. Asks for time, it is granted. Putter deals in the dirt, gloved by Palmisano. The 3-2 pitch by Putter. Off the end of the bat, foul territory. Pulsini dives and cannot make the catch in foul territory. Good camera work there by Orlando Alcantara on the third base side. 3-2. Putter deals. Ground ball. Legato has it. Throws on to Voss. And the ball game is over as Putter gets Hammer to ground out 6-3. And FDU cannot come through here in the 9th. And the Gothic Knights win for the 12th time this year as John Putter locks down his 4th save of the season. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 left on for FDU in the top of the 9th. Your final score today as NJCU victorious. NJCU 4 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. FDU 1 run, 6 hits, and 1 error. NJCU improves to 12-8 on the season. FDU falls to 10-16. And the Gothic Knights defeat FDU for the 2nd time in 3 years. And they improved to 6-2 against the Devils in the 8 years that Jerry Smith has been the head coach of the Gothic Knights. He picks up career win number 126 today. Now 2 away from moving into 2nd place in school history. Taking a look at the final stats for this one in JCU. Got a run in the 1st. Got a run in the 3rd, 1 more in the 4th, and after FDU scored an unearned run in the 6th, got a run back in the 7th inning. For NJCU in that 1st inning. After Tom Bolsini was hit by a pitch, Nick Legato tripled him home. In the 3rd inning, Anthony Palmisano got aboard, and he scored after walking on a double by Bolsini. Ricky Voss tripled in the 4th inning, and he scored on a sac fly by Jesse Kraft. For Urista singled in Naduro, who reached on an error in the 6th inning, and then in the 7th inning, Tom Bolsini, a sac fly to score Dan McLaughlin. Individually for NJCU, great game by Anthony Zucchero. 8 2/3 innings. He allowed just 1 unearned run, struck out 8. That is a career high. He walked 3. And there's Nina Carbonero, and gave up just 6 hits. Offensively for NJCU, Tom Bolsini was 2 for 2, 2 RBIs, 2 doubles, and a run scored. The only Gothic Knight with multiple hits in this one. Ricky Voss was 1 for 2 with a triple and 2 walks and a run scored. Triples in this game for Nick Legato as well, as NJCU victorious over FDU today by a score of 4-1. Our next broadcast here on Gothic Vision will be NJCU softball, with first pitch scheduled for 3 p.m. on Thursday when the Gothic Knights in a makeup doubleheader take on the Pioneers of William Patterson University. For my camera operator, Orlando Alcantara, our PA announcer, Nina Carbonero, and our director, Janine Massetti, I'm Ira Thor. Thanks for watching this broadcast here of NJCU Baseball on Gothic Vision. Until we talk to you again on Thursday, be well, everybody.